Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of the weekly team build presented by Prob Control. I'm your host, the Zombie King. This week, our weekly team build is going to be the Deadpool core, with the main focus of being the Deadpool's Merc jet, with a few members of his Deadpool core. So everybody in this team here has that keyword. There's no randomness going on here like some of the past videos, but this is my first actual keyworded theme team video. Alright, so let's get into it. Alright, so first up is the Merc jet. I'm playing it at the 100 point value. The Merc jet, like most vehicles, has some passengers to it. You can have up to 6 passengers for the vehicle. Prerequisite is either Deadpool or Deadpool core or Heroes for Hire. In this team build, I'm mostly focusing on Deadpool core. Deadpool's, I'm using the shifting focus ones, who's going to be my primary attacker. So the Deadpool cores are going to be the ones piloting this jet. I also feel it's a little bit better of an option compared to the Deadpool one as the pilot, because they only get precision strike if it's Deadpool as a pilot, whereas the Deadpool core or Heroes for Hire, they get 3 targets, and with the jet already having energy explosion to start off with, 3 targets with energy explosion, you get the 2 splash damage to adjacent opposing characters if you hit. So there's potential to do a lot of damage out there. It has another trait. It still flies, right? Deadpool's Merc jet may occupy squares of different elevation. Cannot be targeted by mind control. When it's dealt penetrating damage, this damage can be reduced. So if anybody hits it with penetrating damage, precision strike, penetrating psychic blast, this can actually be reduced so that one that usually gets put through does not get put through. Assuming that's about 2 damage, because that's what gets invulnerability to start off and then toughness afterwards. It has a white damage value, which is also at the start of the dial. Go fight that guy for me. It's a boot. Pretty much you get to kick out a passenger. With this one, the passenger has to be at least 40 points or more, and they have to land next to an adjacent opposing character that the jet moved through. They have to roll a d6. On a result of 1 to 3, the character that got booted is dealt 1 unavoidable damage, but it then may make a close attack targeting the opposing character. So you got a way to attack some people, but you would take some damage in that situation. But most of the people that we're going to be booting out is just to tie up characters anyway. So here we have our pilot for the Merc jet. It's Massacre. He's 50 points. He's an overall a decent figure for the most part. He is a good supporting figure. I believe he's better off as a supporting figure because he has support as his damage ability, which is the reason why I chose him as a pilot. When it comes to piloting vehicles with this, you replace the vehicle's combat values in the attack, damage, and range slot with the pilot's combat values. In this case, we don't have to worry about doing that because the values are pretty much the same. So you don't have to choose to do that if you don't want to. The main reason why I put him as a pilot, though, is that he has support. So the vehicle will get the support, which you can use to Deadpool or any other character on your force. Massacre has 2 special powers going on. He has some Mercs for money. Each time another friendly character with a Heroes for Hire keyword KOs an opposing character, he'll Massacre 1 click. In this team, we have, I believe, 2 other characters that have that keyword. So he has potential to heal up if he ever gets hit. His white speed ability, I'm not going to pronounce the name, so I'm probably going to butcher it. He can use Charge and Flurry. Again, if you want to replace the abilities for the Merc jet with that, you're welcome to do so, but I believe the main point is keep the Merc jet with the energy explosion with the 3 targets to do the most damage possible. So next up, we have the Deadpool shifting focus figures. I have a good amount of figures. I have about 5 different figures that fits the shifting focus theme, or trait, I should say. With this starting one that we have on the screen here, he has the Flurry, eventually gets Blade's Claws. His Blade's Claws is a special where his minimum result is his damage value, so his minimum will always be at least a 2 on those clicks, or 3 early on the first part there. With the other Deadpools, we got some other specials going on. We got the number 17, which is the Bang one, where he does more range stuff, gets range combat expert later on. If he hits 1 or more opposing characters with a range attack, you get to put a Bang token on his card. When you remove a bang token, you can re-roll it. It's really the only time we get a prop control. I think Deadpool is the only characters that have the prop control on this team, so that requires some finesse and doing a shifting focus to get it properly when you need it. This one also can target through hindering for the number 17. The number 33 one is a tiny Deadpool who can become small in the middle part of his dial. He gets energy explosion in the beginning part with running shot, and later on at the end of his dial, but he also gets energy explosion with range combat expert. When he's tiny, he only gets a range value of 3, but he's a good kind of weird character. He's a fun character, but it's a little weird. So then next up we have the number 34 Deadpool. With this one here, he's the only one that gets prop control, but he can only target characters with the X-Force keyword, which means he can only target himself in this team because everything doesn't really fit the X-Force team. So this figure doesn't get used as often as it should because it's not an X-Force team build. He also gets a perplex as well, one to target himself and another to target somebody with another character with the X-Force keyword. So he can't target himself, but he has nobody else to target, so he only gets it once. And then the last shifting focus Deadpool I currently own is the number 37A, the X-Force Deadpool, which is probably my favorite one out of this whole group here because he has a phasing teleport that you can do for free. You roll a d6, and then you replace your speed value with that result, and you can make an attack afterwards. You can use a normal power action afterwards. So one of my favorite ones because I have to do range stuff to get it. So you get out of danger, do an attack, and run away. This is a nice figure overall. And Deadpool overall is going to be the strong attacker no matter what situation you use him in, for the most part, except for the tiny one, the ones used for prop control and perplex. But again, those are more finesse, situational kind of thing, which I'm not really good at. So he's always going to be my main attacker. So next up is Madcap at 100 points. He has one of the traits that I was originally looking for, which is the I'm the Deadpool brand mercenary you hired. Once per action for all characters with this trait, when another friendly character with the Deadpool core keyword would be KO'd, you may instead turn that character to its last non-KO click, then heal it 3 clicks. If you do, KO one friendly character with this trait, which I believe there's only 2 characters on this force that actually have this trait. But it helps keep him alive, or the other character, which is Terror, alive. I probably prefer Madcap over Terror, mostly because of his third trait, where if he takes damage after action resolve, roll a d6, heal Madcap of half the result. So with toughness, you already -1. So if let's say someone deals 3 damage, -1 does 2. You roll, you happen to get a 3 or 4, or hopefully higher. Ignore that damage. He's one of the characters that you could potentially keep in the game longer than most others. He's also the only character on my force that isn't a shifting focus that has perplex in the middle of his dial. He also has poison at that point too. So with his second trait, Boop, adjacent opposing characters can't make attacks unless they attack a character named Madcap. So he's going to be stuck next to him. He's going to be doing poison damage, hopefully. Nobody else can target him or target anybody else other than him if they're adjacent. So your Deadpools and Merc can stay alive as long as possible. Overall, a very good supporting figure to kind of lock down a team, hopefully, to keep Deadpool alive. Last up here we have Terror. He's 75 points. He has the same trait that Madcap has, the I'm the Deadpool brand mercenary you hired. You can sacrifice him to save another character, or another character to sacrifice him, assuming they both have this one of them has that trait. Actually, both of them have to in order for it to work. He is the only character that has regen at the end of his dial. He has decent overall stats too. Overall, he's a good solid piece on his own, even better with his second trait. Hand or a head. Once per turn, when an adjacent standard character is KO'd, modify Terror's combat values by +1 until the end of your next turn. So this does not stack. So if you kill 3 characters that were adjacent to him in the same turn, he only gets +1 to all values, not +3 to all values. Which means he still gets decent values overall. We'll get an 8 speed, 11 attack, 19 defense, and 4 damage on top dial. So he can potentially do a lot of damage here. Pair him up with Madcap's poison and his trait where everybody who's adjacent to him has to focus on Madcap. There's potential to get a lot out of this trait and potentially do a lot of damage. So here we have our final team build here. That's an even 400 points. So hopefully there's some good strategy going on here. There's good synergy overall with the figures. Madcap and Terror are a good pair up in locking down and doing damage. Hopefully get Terror some boost in his values. Massacre has a good synergy with Deadpool and the Merc Jet, where the Merc Jet can get support to heal up Deadpool. Merc Jet would be fine on its own, and with Massacre piloting it to get the energy explosion to +3 targets. So it's overall a solid. I think it's a solid team. It's not the best team, not the most meta team. There isn't much prob control, perplex, or outwit going on. Like a lot of figures will get that in the middle part of their dial, but there isn't an overabundance of it. Which is something that can mess this team up. Is that if you have somebody opposite to you having a whole bunch of prop control or +1s and +2s or whatever to defense damage, whatever it may be, that can ruin this team pretty quickly. But again, that's not the idea for this team. This team is supposed to be a fun team to play with. And I hope that if anybody would use this, they would be having some fun. Deadpool's always fun characters to play as. They're always a little goofy, a little off the wall. Alright, and with that, we're at the end of our video. I appreciate you guys sticking out with me here today. I've been feeling a little under the weather, so I know this video probably wasn't fun to listen to because my voice isn't all the way here. So, again, I appreciate you guys taking the time out of the day to watch this video. As a little side note at the end here, you can actually replace some figures in this set. The Terror figure you can replace with, I believe, Solo, Stingray, or Slapsticks. They're all 75 points. So there is some option to switch out some figures in this team here. But I just went with what I felt was a good, solid overall synergy type team. Just the best of my ability. But anyway, again, I thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to the channel if you have not. Again, we appreciate all the support that we can possibly get from you guys. With this video, I know this video was a little bit shorter too. Tried made it that way. If you guys prefer the longer videos like I did before, let me know. Really, the only difference between the two is that I went over every combat value and ability on each figure, which drew out the time. So if you guys like, hearing me talk for a half hour, let me know. If you like the shorter videos where I just go over why I picked the figure and just the special abilities, that's fine too. Just let me know. I greatly appreciate it. Again, any thoughts, support is always greatly appreciated here on the channel. All right, thank you guys, and we'll see you next time.